the Abyss. In this DLC, we're going to have to confront what it is and how little we know about it. But what do we know? Well, the Abyss manifests in a multitude of ways, which is a point acknowledged by the Follower Torch, which says that some forms of the Abyss manifest as pus within the body. This manifestation is called the pus of man, but it can also manifest as black flame, as the impenetrable fires of humanity, as human desire drawn towards life, or as a tale of human suffering applied to a blade. So whether it's pus, sorcery, pyromancy, or a miracle, the Abyss always borders on humanity. That's the one constant. It serves as a more disturbed form of dark. A good parallel is how chaos is simply a more disturbed form of the flame. And finally, the Abyss is either a part of you, or you're fighting against it. And in the case of the followers of Farron, they were the latter. If your kingdom became infected by the Abyss, then you could expect the undead legion of Farron at your doorstep, clearly recognizable by their pointed steel helms. The legion were a caravan of undead warriors who took upon the legacy left by Artorius the Abyss Walker, and vowed to eradicate the Abyss wherever it was found. We've talked about Farron's undead legion before, actually, in great depth, and back then, we thought we knew what type of warriors served in this traveling army. There were the Abyss Watchers, who were the elite fighters and likely the vanguard taking the front lines. There were the Acolytes, these sorcerers of the Legion, and there were the Watchdogs, who looked after Farron Keep itself while the troops went out fighting. But the final piece of the puzzle, and one we didn't know about until now, bringing up the rear guard of the travelling army, were the followers of Farron, warriors who were left behind when Farron and its watchers fell to ruin. So the role of the followers was to do just that, to follow behind the caravan of roaming undead as hollows who hunted their compatriots taken by the Abyss. Once a warrior of Farron fell to the Abyss, the tall, lean followers quietly appeared in groups to take them down. They would attack with this technique that was honed to face men, because those yet to lose their human aspect, of course, were the most commonly tainted. So we see this fighting style honed to face men in our fights with them. The followers fight you as they used to fight their own compatriots who were infected by the Abyss. They surround you. The shield bearers sprint to place their shield in your face, while those behind spit fire. Fire is said to have been effective against the Abyss since ancient times, and it's only natural that the followers would have their torches double as a weapon. On a final command, the followers would hurl their spears at their fallen foe to give the retired warrior this honorable send-off. This concept of respecting fallen warriors, it's totally in keeping with the culture of the Legion that we've come to expect. Look back at their homeland. There's an entire part of the Legion, the Watchdogs, who are devoted to, and I quote, defend the sanctity of sleeping warriors. And there are multiple battlegrounds as well, where there's these respectful scenes of swords thrust into the earth. Respecting fallen warriors. It's something that was done for Artorius, it's something done in their homeland, and it's something performed by the followers of Farron. The follower armor gives us the final line, which indicates how they ended up forlorn and in the painted world of Ariandel. I quote, Farron and its watchers fell to ruin, but the followers survived as a wandering pack of hollows. This shows, once more, that undead can continue to perform tasks, even after they hollow. They're not completely mindless, and I hope we learn more about this if we visit Londor. So, the followers outlived their fellow warriors, and instead of being a part of the ruins of Farron Keep, they continued wandering. Forlorn, hollow, they were drawn into the painting, where they quietly rest beside the trees and the wolves. At least until unkindled ash comes to kill them all, promising
fire for Ariandel. Fire for Ariandel.
Hey guys, so I run a Patreon page where I can give people a little bit extra in return for their support, and that's things like having access to videos a little bit early, streams, you can get the art I commission as a wallpaper, things like that. So if that sounds interesting, check out the Patreon page. It's made all of this possible, really, over the last few years. But regardless of that, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.